I mean, certainly, yeah. I mean, I think we're really excited about a Night News Challenge award that we were given this year, and it's to build a piece of software that will help journalists analyze big data sets by visualizing and mapping out patterns and word usage and themes within the document set. And that's an open source project that will be available to all journalists and all newsrooms. And in fact, we want to build community around it. So for us, that's a great opportunity to help lead some of the future of journalism and innovation work. So I think some interesting trends right now that are that do require innovation in the work I'm deeply involved in include data journalism. Just the fact that we have more raw data available to us than ever before, and the fact that as mere humans, we can't read through all of these things. It does require new technical skills. So data journalism, I think also the areas of transparency, social media, the things that have disrupted journalism to be more open, more about a conversation. That's been going on for the last few years, but it's still very, very important right now, and I do think that there's a lot of innovation to be done around that area. I think media companies can be innovative. I think, the Google example is a bit difficult to compare since Google is essentially a technology company. But I do think newsrooms can benefit themselves by, at times, thinking more like technology companies or learning from technology companies and startups. There's a journalism job and then there's programming. To me, that's like saying, well, there's a journalism job and then there's the act of writing with a pen and paper or typing on a computer. At some point, there are going to be some some programming skills that are going to be so central to just getting the slightest thing done. We're not talking about, just HTML here. We're talking about being able to put data into databases and to look at patterns and to bring the journalistic expertise of analysis and smelling a rat and figuring out what's going on and marrying that with having the tools to be able to make sense of a lot of data and things that are being thrown at us now. I think there's a lot of innovation happening all over the organization. By mere fact that it's the interactive department, it's inevitable that there's going to be a lot of innovation happening, just because it's the department where a lot of journalism is intersecting with technology, and it's inevitable that there is a lot of sort of new thinking and new storytelling in that department. I also forgot to mention, when you talked about how does AP foster innovation, we also have a scholarship that we just launched with Google. It's called the AP Google Journalism and Technology Scholarship, and it's going to fund 6 students, $20,000, students who have interesting ideas where journalism, media, and technology intersect. So we're very excited about that. So we're trying to foster it in the industry, not just within our own organization. I think it depends on the job, and I can speak for my own department. I think it's very, very hard to find people who can be journalists, traditional journalists, and technologists, and or data analysts, and let's say you have another layer of management on top of that. It's very demanding. So I grappled with this a little bit in the beginning. I was posting positions on journalism websites, and then I ended up moving to technology websites. So I was posting on 37 Signals, for example. I think I'm at a stage where I would be open to people who don't have journalism degrees for the interactive group, but they would have to be interested and passionate about telling stories and getting the truth out into the world. So they would have to come in the capacity of understanding that they would be in journalistic roles at times. I also feel in a big newsroom, we're just surrounded by journalists, so we can also check and correct people who have not as much journalism experience with just the sheer amount of knowledge that we have in the room. So to answer your question, yes, I am very open to looking outside, because I think there are all types of new skills we need that just aren't necessarily native to how journalism has been approached historically. It's really great to have the technology just make news and storytelling more open, more transparent, more of a conversation. So I don't think it's for the worse. I think it's for the better. But I do think we have a lot of work to do in defining what journalism looks like going forward, but keeping intact some of the best of take the best of the traditional journalism and bring it into the future. Well, I mean, very fundamentally, the idea of a 800-word story seems a little like it doesn't work anymore. I think we are consuming news in a much more atomic fashion, in updates and feeds, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or other things that pop up. It's not enough just to do your story and wait and see what happens, but we need to take a more active role in creating conversations around our stories and getting them out to the right places. There's a lot of competition for eyeballs. News, information, entertainment, everything is all out there, and we have to work harder in finding our audiences too.